There we are. It almost looks inhabitable in here. I have to hurry. The gun cabinet. With one of these machine guns, I'd have a real chance here. So far, it's still quiet out there, but I only have a few minutes. There, my friend, I just relieved you from your pain, and from the bad crowd you were hanging out with. A locker. I could probably find some civilian clothes in there, from one of the officers, or even a spare uniform. I could really use one of those. Locked. Quick now, before he comes to. The upper cell's closed. If I'm not mistaken, the cell doors on my level will open in a moment. Okay, now or never. Let's do it then. Psst, Bob. Don't be scared.
Peter, what the?
Please be quiet, Bob. I'm knee-deep in trouble. You have to help me. I don't have a messenger anymore. Please, give me a ticket for the mag train, quick.
You want to use the mag train? Are you nuts?
Bob, please. I have to get out of here, fast.
Okay, of course.
Thanks, Bob. Thanks a lot.
You have to give yourself up, Peter.
That's not an option for me. I gotta run. Not a word to anybody, okay?
Okay, good luck.
I need a ticket. Okay, hurry. I take the mag train to the airport. I need my things back. What the heck is this? A voicemail message from Mr. Huntington? He looks very agitated. Seems to be important. But I don't hear anything. You can only see his lips moving. I need your help. It's urgent.
What's going on, man?
You can read lips. I received a voice box message. The sound is missing. What does this man say?
He says... Wait a minute. He says... Mr. Wright, you're in danger. Get rid of your messenger right away. They can locate you with it.
What?
What's that supposed to mean?
Damn it. I'm such an idiot. These damn bastards. I couldn't do anything. It wasn't my fault. I guess they really aimed at me. What should I do now? I can't go back. I'm stuck down here. You could easily get lost in here. You could almost think that this is a maze. But I'm sure it's not. I'm sure I'll find my way all right. What do you know? A map. This'll help me out. What do we have here? An old shoe. Hey, an old subway station. That's the stop Lafayette Avenue. I've been here before. Unbelievable, nothing has changed, really. They even left the lights on. Only that everything looks pretty much run down. Straight ahead. There are people. I hope they're okay. He doesn't seem to be in the mood for a chat. Hello. Excuse me for barging in here. I didn't mean to bother you.
Who the hell are you? What do you want here?
Calm down now, Charlie. Good evening, my friend. You look as if you've got a problem. What brings you to me?
You're the guys from the airport, right?
Perhaps.
I'm Peter Wright.
That's right. I have seen your face on the telescreens. You're dead, aren't you? Shot to death escaping from Governor's Island. A Luddite brought to justice by the state.
I'm not a Luddite.
You're not?
No. Or... I don't know, really.
Well, you're definitely in trouble, Peter.
Yeah. Tell me about it. You have a problem with that? I mean... because they say that I'm...
Not at all. It's got nothing to do with me. And I do not want to get involved in anything. You have to do what feels right. And right now, you have to hide.
How right you are. There was a shooting in the park. Somebody got killed, but those bullets were meant for me.
Let's get rid of him. He's only gonna set the cops on us for sure. Let's get rid of him, Professor.
I really don't know where to go anymore.
Have you got a messenger on you?
No, I just threw it away, that damn thing.
Good. Got any other electronic equipment?
No, I have... nothing left. Absolutely nothing.
Good. You can stay here.
That's a stupid idea, Professor. What are we gonna do with all these damn guys? They're getting more and more.
Leave it, Charlie. The man here needs help. And he deserves it, too.
I thank you so much.
You're safe here. Take a rest.
Great, just great.
May I ask you something?
Of course, my friend.
I have a question regarding this subway station. You mentioned several other men being down here.
Yes, we have another guest down here. A Mr. Graham Oswald. He looks just terrible.
Graham Oswald? Where is he?
He's lying next door in the car. He's not doing too well. He's got horrible injuries. He told us that he escaped from Governor's Island.
I have to see him. Now.
He's been tortured. He's much too weak at the moment and can't talk to you now. I think we'll all be lucky if he ever recovers.
You don't understand me. I have to see him. Now.
Okay. Go then. But don't strain him too much.
The cops never come down here?
Oh, yes, sometimes. But they are very, very careful.
The gas explosion. I've heard about it.
Yes, a terrible thing. I told Yuri, but he's just so impulsive. The cops have cut down their searches since then. If they come down here, they bring heavily armed troops with infrared localizers and night vision devices.
And then? What do you do?
We use an escape tunnel and play cat and mouse. They haven't got a chance. Once they had a converted infobot with them which rode the rails back and forward. That was close.
So what did you do?
Well, it was really an old model and based on an algorithm that one of my assistants had developed. Full of errors. I knew the software, of course, and the admin password. I delivered my wayward son a Philippic by means of basis commands. Then he traveled back like a good boy and registered that he could find nothing out of the ordinary.
It's about Graham Oswald. Did he tell you anything else?
He begged us to take him to his family. He believed that he'd never see them again.
That is impossible. They are looking for him everywhere. And they will not let him get away again.
And we can't transport him either. He's lost too much blood. And if we move him, he'll bleed to death.
Do you know how he got down here?
He told us he swam from Governor's Island to the bay. I just don't know how he could have done that. Then he crawled into one of the massive waste pipes at the port and lay there after moving a couple of 100 meters. Yuri found him there.
It's a miracle that he got out of there alive. You know what he's accused of, right?
We don't ask what anyone has done or why they come to us. He needs help, and that's what matters.
You just don't want to hear anything, right? Did you never think about why the Luddites do such things? And why they're wanted, chased, and tracked down by the police? Why they get tortured like this in prisons just like Governor's Island? Tell me, who do the Luddites really threaten?
I told you, Peter, I am not interested. I would help anyone who is suffering and needs my help. What separates us from machines, computers, programs, and clients is that we are human beings. And that's what it's about, being human. That's the only thing that no machine will ever be able to copy.
Yeah, maybe. I have another question as well. Can I ask you something personal?
Of course. No one has any secrets here.
Why does Charlie call you Professor?
That's easy. Because I am, or better said, was a professor.
A real professor? At university?
Are there any false professors? Although on second thought, you're right. I was a real professor, who was replaced by a false professor.
And what was your special area?
I was professor of computer linguistics at the Institute of Technology for 20 years.
Wow. But that's a pretty qualified job. How can it be then? I mean...
You mean how did I get down here? Figuratively and literally, down here.
Yeah. What happened?
Well, you know, Peter, I was part of the Mindscape program. We were dealing with improved AI structures, neuronal networks, and so on, in a project commissioned by the government. Maybe you know our first results from what's being applied in the infobots nowadays.
Sure, but the infobots have room for improvement.
Of course. They were just our first attempts for industrial use. We had got much further at the Institute. Then I did something that was actually fantastic. I wrote a program that was cleverer than I was.
But that in itself is not a bad thing.
Yes, but this program made me dispensable, and it took over my job. Quite ironic, don't you think?
And an electronic tutor replaced you?
Yes, it was an AI routine that is being used a great deal now. It was also used and further developed by Professor Emerson's people, and they were rather successful.
You know this Emerson?
Yes, of course. He was a fellow student and one of the most talented in our year. He was asked by the NSA to work on this Echelon 2 project directly after finishing his studies.
He's dead. Did you know that?
Yes, of course. Plane crash, wasn't it?
Yes.
It wasn't too difficult to guess that. Emerson had always been a man with principles. He worked quite fanatically on his projects, And later on, he worked just as fanatically to stop them. It was foreseeable that this Luddite thing would kill him sooner or later.
Why are you not one of them? I mean, one of the Luddites.
The Luddites? You mean I would have enough reasons for joining them?
Well, yeah. After all you told me, you would be the ideal...
You have to decide. Either you take the path Emerson took...
Or you do nothing.
That is unfair. I have chosen life.
This life.
Yes, this life. I look after Charlie. I help people like you. That's life. Responsibility, charity, selflessness. Not hate and destruction and ambition and dreams of freedom. Dreams that can never come true.
You are running away from reality.
No, Peter. You are fleeing from reality. You cannot turn back the hands of time. And you can't force reality to change by means of bomb attacks.
I did not do that.
Oh, yes, you did. And you know that if you are trying to live a life that doesn't exist anymore, then you'll only neglect living the life you could live. And in the end, you end up without a life at all.
I haven't got any kind of life since this system destroyed my life. That is what I have to change.
Whatever you think, you will see that you will end up with nothing.
I have another question as well. Can I ask you something else?
Of course, my friend.
How long have you been here already?
Let's see. It's got to be about 15 years now.
15 years? You have been living in this subway here for 15 years?
Not just in this subway station. In the beginning, I lived in the station directly under the Institute of Technology. Somehow I had a need to be close to it. But that stopped after a while. When I picked up Charlie, we moved here. This car is better. And in this part of the subway system, there are fewer rats, too.
And do you plan to get old here?
I am already old.
Well, not that old anyway. Yet. Then how old are you, Professor?
60. Why are you interested in that?
Well, it's not so easy anymore for a man your age to live down here. So you were 45 years old when you got here?
Exactly. In the prime of my academic career. But you know, Peter, it does get better being down here as you get older. You get physically weaker, but at the same time less demanding. I need no luxury. Do you know Diogenes?
He lived in a barrel.
Isn't that an attractive ideal? I think I'm coming quite close to that.
Subway philosophy.
It's better than fighting against windmills up there.
What do you live off?
You've already seen us at the airport. We beg. You don't have to be ashamed to beg. It's an honest and tiring job. Take a look at the criminals in business suits from the United Bank Trust.
You've got a point there. But how do you do this actually, without a messenger? Because nobody can give you money.
The people have to take the trouble to buy us something.
And some of them do that?
Some do.
And you never get in trouble with the cops?
I think they have been given orders to leave us in peace. We are irrelevant. It is just a waste of time and money to bother us. They have got us under control as long as we are above ground. And when we are down here, they can't harm us. It's a convenient life.
There is something else. I have another question as well. I would like to know something about Charlie. How did you get to know him?
Charlie came to me as I was living under the Institute just after my dismissal.
Came to you?
Yes. He was one of the kids that were orphaned during the street fights in the Lower East Side. He fled into the subway system and was running about in the dark on his own. A 6-year-old boy.
Oh, goodness gracious. And then he met you?
Yes, I was just getting to feel at home, and then this poor little guy suddenly came into my car in the dark. And he's been with me ever since.
Then you are like a father to him.
And he's like a son to me. I don't know what I'd do without him now.
I feel the tears coming on now.
Why does he reject me so?
Damn you, why don't you just ask me, man? And I'll show you why.
Do you see what I mean?
Come on, Charlie. Leave Mr. Wright alone. He's fine. Maybe a little misdirected, but okay. You know, Charlie doesn't like it when new people join our family. He doesn't like to share. Do you understand? He's afraid of losing me, because he's already lost his parents once.
Great. You just go on and tell him what a damn crazy man I am.
Charlie, haven't we had enough of that? You have to learn to deal with yourself. You want to be an adult? Well, act like an adult then.
Can't that guy just damn disappear?
They're after him, Charlie. Don't you understand?
They could put him in jail for all I care.
Charlie.
Let it go. I'll talk to him myself about this.
Oh yeah, that'll be great. I'm just so looking forward to it, man.
Can I ask you something else?
Of course, my friend.
Thank you, Professor.
No problem, my friend.
Mr. Oswald. Is that you?
Mr. Wright. Well, opened up all the moving boxes by now.
Oh my god.
I look terrible, right? This prison isn't exactly a holiday resort.
Yeah, I had that impression too. Damn bastards. But it'll be okay. You need a doctor, and then everything else will be...
I don't think I need a doctor.
Oh, come on. We're gonna make it.
He's lost a lot of blood. He keeps on passing out.
I want to see Tommy and Debbie.
Can't we stop the bleeding?
Doesn't look too good.
Mr. Oswald, I've read your diary.
Oh, yeah? Interesting. Don't you think? My God, I was such an idiot. I was so stupid. I should have realized it was all for nothing.
Your diary was absolutely invaluable to me, Mr. Oswald. It was not all in vain. I was able to locate one of the target coordinates of the system. A coordinate which I got from the Bermuda platform.
You were there?
I blew it up. But I don't know where the center of this system is located. I need a second coordinate in order to have a point of interception on the map.
One of the coordinates is stored on my computer. You have to enter the password.
What is the password?
Get Tommy and Debbie here.
The password. What is it?
Double think.
He's delirious.
Doublethink. A password is doublethink.
If you can make it to the airport, you'll find a private plane on runway 12. It's been fully refueled. Maybe it could take you to the center of the system. In any case, you have to get out of here.
Mr. Oswald. Mr. Oswald! Is he...
Only unconscious. Leave him alone.
Hello? What can I do for you?
Hello, Mrs. Oswald. Are you home? Mrs. Oswald? Mrs. Deborah Oswald?
Yeah?
Mrs. Oswald, unfortunately, I have to inform you about your confinement to the house. Please don't get yourself into difficulties. You have the right to remain silent. Please stay away from the door.
Pardon? Confinement? What do you mean?
It's not that hard to comprehend, is it?
Confinement? Why? Who are you anyway? Show me some identification first.
Type 2 scenario, right? Shall I?
No. There's also a child in the house. I'll do it. Mrs. Oswald, I'm asking you to cooperate with us to make things easier for us both. Thank you. Please comply with the following instructions. You have the right to move freely in your apartment. You are not allowed to use any communication devices or to open any windows. Otherwise, we will be forced to make use of firearms. Are the instructions clear enough?
Mom, who are they? Did they take Dad too?
Be quiet, Tommy.
Did you understand that, Mrs. Oswald?
Yes. Yes, I understand.
Good. Now it will be your obligation to let your son be aware of those instructions as well. We certainly don't want your child to get hurt, right?
Oh my God.
That's all. Number 2, attend to the door.
Yes, we can.
Good.
And what are we going to do now?
We're going to wait.